format that will bring out the best fishermen.
Boat number 6, John Figgy, Logan Brent.
Here's one. Classic bass at its best right there, boys.
Any last-minute questions for us at this time?
Do we have a different first cast time now, or are we just going to start fishing?
You'll be starting fishing as soon as you hit the water.
Matt Peters, Chase Eckel, Michael Walters, Nick Kuschel.
With the connections that I had through professional fishing and the interest level by the anglers that I knew, felt that there really was a need in this region of the world for a high-level professional bass fishing circuit. First of its kind in the industry, period, was Classic Bass for a bass fishing resource. Boats for sale, and he listed the local tournaments. We've evolved away from that today. So we transformed what was Classic Bass into a website resource focused on recent tournament activities of Classic Bass and that type of format.
Wow, what can I say? The Classic Bass Champions Tour is some of the most innovative fishing that you're going to find in the United States. On every fish counts format, a regional format for some of the best anglers in the Midwest, great payouts. And who else is giving a boat away? See, that returns us to the days when that was a kind of a norm, and then that went away in the angling industry. And we're bringing that back with an entirely new, exciting format that people want to see and that anglers want to fish.
Why do we have these tournaments to begin with? The reason why we have them is like, hey, let's see who the best fisherman is, right?
For this event, it's all about adrenaline and gut instincts.
Now here's the debate. Is the best fisherman the fisherman who catches the 5 biggest ones during the course of a day of fishing, or the fisherman that catches the most weight no matter how many fish are caught? Which is how the Champions Tour does it. Every fish is weighed in the boat and released right there.
I love the fact that you can just go out there and fish and catch as many as you can, and you catch and release right there. You don't have to put it in your live well and bring it back.
You're not out looking for 4 or 5 pounders. You're out looking for numbers. So you can catch as many 2 and 3 pounders as you can and put them in the boat. You'll win.
See, the best fisherman is the one who can catch those big ones in the morning, and then as that bite fades out, he adjusts, gets on a different type of pattern throughout the rest of the day. He keeps himself in that catch window all day long. Seriously, going into this tournament, I thought, yeah, about 75 pounds is gonna win. Had that in the first half.
You can wheel into a grass patch and just catch 20, 30 of them in a hurry when they're there. It's just going to be who's the guy that runs into that patch and that's going to end up taking this thing home. And got in there and was able to grind out enough. Actually, at one point, my marshal said with 30 minutes to go, I was 15 pounds behind the leader, and I know I started the period 30 pounds back, so I knew I was going the right way and gaining ground.
Fish on. We're hooked up.
This year, we've stepped it up the notch, and now we're doing live streaming. And so we're bringing to a social media world the ability to watch these guys and teach others how to fish these different bodies, waters at different times of the year.
I got third at the first event, and I only got a day of practice, so I was pretty content with how it all went down, pretty happy, and got good points going into the next one.
I think the guy that figures out that in-between thing and can stay consistent and keep catching fish is the guy that's going to end up on top.
I was going to go fishing today. I either got to make the decision of sticking in this little pencil reed area or jumping back out deep. I did my best today to stay as calm as possible when I was on the water. not spin out and not run around a lot. And point two, hunker down to a couple areas, and that was it. My line got wrapped around my hands, and I should have grabbed it faster, but got off and slipped off and hit the carpet. When the fish hits the carpet, 2-minute penalty.
How you feeling there, John?
Not good right now. An 8-ounce lead is not, and that's one fish.
It sure appears to me like you got it, buddy.
I would hope so. The only thing is, with this format too, the golden ticket is our paper.
Catching 116 pounds and 5 ounces today.
It came down to 8 ounces.
Please welcome to the stage, John Figge.
I think I only caught 13 fish in the second period, and I just knew that I had to just keep on the top, just fish by fish, and luckily it panned out.
Leech Lake, it is a big lake. When it blows, it's really hard to navigate, but it is full of big fish. Weather plays a serious part of this tournament.
I wouldn't say I'm great on this lake. I don't have a lot of experience on it. And what I'm seeing is they're spread out.
All I know is I'm gonna have to fish my style, my fish, and my dots. I can't worry about what everybody else is doing.
I'm going largemouth. I'm gonna have a flipping stick in my hand. This is gonna be a man's tournament.
Hey, good morning, everybody, from Leech Lake Classic Bass Champions Tour. As you can see, a little liquid sunshine this morning as everybody lines up.
Time management is going to be the key to this tournament. You know, guys are going to want to run to Boy Bay. They're going to want to run north. They're going to want to run around. I mean, you're going to spend a lot of time. I don't think you can do good in this tournament if you do that.
With the high water, what you're seeing is the rice isn't in its typical normal areas. The fish are kind of scattered in certain areas, but when you find some of them, there's some big schools out there. Good start to the morning, boys.
It was cloudy, it was windy. Honestly, fished the conditions. I know it's real cliche, people say it, but. And then storms rolled through, then it laid flat calm, sun came out.
I believe we're in the top 10, so looking forward to the second half. It's going to be a grind because it's 30 miles over there, so hopefully it's not too windy.
And it's anyone's game this afternoon.
Well, definitely get your blood pumping, and it gets you thinking so much. Should I make a decision to move now, or should I, hunker down? It's happened to me already in the past tournaments, and I don't like it, but at the same time, it's part of the game. It's a different format.
Beautiful 3-pound Leech Lake largemouth bass.
Well, I'm just a little worried about the afternoon and the wind because she's a pretty big lake, and depending on where we have to go, it could get pretty rough out there.
Wind picked back up, clouds rolled back in, and I just ran the same pattern. Ran across the point. I was going past it, actually. Fished the rocks. Ended up catching mostly largemouth off the point. Got one smallmouth, nice smallmouth, mostly largemouth on the point with the rocks. Fished that for pretty well the entire second period. Get back here. Out of the giant. Oh! Oh! God. That was big.
One 5.5 pounder today, but I knew it was going to be tough for everybody out there. And it showed today. I mean,
John Figge.
I'm sitting in first for Angler of the Year right now, so yeah, it feels good.
Figge got a first and a second. I got 2/3 after 2 events, so I got my work cut out for me going forward.
6 pounds was big bass today, and that angler, Andy Walls.
6 pounders are pretty rare out here, and really happy to have it. It was a fun fish to catch today for sure.
Congratulations, man. Awesome job. Yeah, and then there was one. Congratulations in first place to Noah Schultz. $10,000 to Mr. Schultz.
Feels good to get the money. It feels good to know that I can compete with these guys. These guys are best fishermen around, hands down. Goal was to win one. I won one, so just keep going.
We're getting closer to crunch time. We have this event. We have one more event on Lake Pekagama to qualify to get to the Tournament of Champions to win that new Skeeter boat. So we're pretty excited about it.
And Lake Vermilion, by far my favorite place to fish. The scenery, the fishing, all the above is phenomenal.
Probably been here for about 6 or 7 events over the last 20 years. And if they go, you can get pretty healthy in a hurry out here.
I'm always a fan of, I think every day I gotta go walk Kermit, go get in shallow and give her a walk for a little bit, but for the most part it's gonna be out deep.
Probably caught them 6, 7 different ways every day, so that's been pretty fun. And I'd probably like to dial one in a little bit more than the other, but it's been good that you can catch them out deep, up shallow. It's just fun to fish this lake.
It's really enjoyable to come up to Lake Vermilion. This is a fabulous fishery. Actually, I've fished up here a lot over the years, but primarily for muskies. I've never really fished it for bass, and it's interesting. It's really an interesting body of water.
I got one. It makes me feel so much better. He's a pretty one. You get in tournament fishing like this type of format, and you really start catching them. I mean, your adrenaline just goes through the roof. It really does.
Oh my God, boy, on my leg. Yeah, I got something. Big too. Oh boy, he's barely hooked too, isn't he? Stay back, stay back. That's what we're talking about, boys. Get some of that.
I pulled up, caught a 3-3 and then a 2 1/4, and I got one right there. Can I finish the interview after this? Yes.
I just missed one before that too. Where am I still in first or probably not, huh?
We developed our own app called the LiveWell app, which is an online system which allowed us to use catch, record, and release the fish immediately. We never put a fish in our live well, but more importantly, allows everyone around the world to look at what they're doing.
This, you know where you are every second, and you're getting past. I bet if you look at the score tracker, I'm probably not in first anymore. You're going back up, and you're down, and you're up, and you're down. And mentally, you're just like, uh-oh, I gotta start catching them, or you're just like, at the same time, you gotta change your game plan too, because it's like, if you hear someone else catching them, what you're doing might not be working, so then you start playing mind games of like, maybe I should change up or move to the other end of this bay or something, I don't know if I should leave the spot and go to the next one. Moynihan passed me in the last 10 minutes. He just come out of nowhere.
I caught, the last 4. They're all like 2.5 to 3 1/4 pounds. I caught those 4 all like in the last 15 minutes. Still just didn't quite have enough to close the deal.
We're just throwing around the little old Ned rig here. It's something simple.
After doing it for 3 years now, boy, it's a game changer. It makes you nervous, and it does all sorts of things you never even thought it would do,
Uh-oh, fish penalty. Well, at the end of the last period, we were running out of time. I caught a 3, got a penalty. Threw back in there, caught a 3 1/4, got another penalty. It's hard to take. A lot of people can't handle it, but it's part of it. Yeah, I lost the last 5, so I hope I have enough.
It was so stressful. I had like a 45-minute lull, and that's really what hurt me. I didn't catch a fish for 45 minutes to an hour, and that's when Brad pulled away, and I just couldn't catch up after that.
I lost probably the last 5 or 6 fish I hooked. And I thought, wow, I'm going to give this away in the last 15 minutes. And with having a big lead, not a huge lead, but a decent lead all afternoon. So I'm just happy I came through and did it. And now the next goal is to go to Pekagama and finish strong, put pressure on people, and hopefully be standing right here again.
This lake really excites me. It's not the biggest one we've been to all year, but it fishes really big.
A lot of our fishing spots out there today are out in the
windy areas, so had a good practice. I feel pretty confident going out there today, so that's all I can hope for is a good day.
This is my first time up here. The fishery is awesome. You can do a little bit of everything. I'm hoping that those fish will be waiting for me.
I think with this wind, it could go either way. You know, if you find the right group of smallmouth out here, you can win this thing really fast.
Any spot, even the comb bank right now, which we're on, is still windy. Just grimy. There's one here, one there. It's a decent one.
That's how you do that.
That worked. Things I didn't think I'd be doing today, dock fishing.
Well, we're just fishing docks this morning. Trying to stay out of the wind. It's coming across the main lake. I can see why no one's out there. This will help us. We need about 6 more of these before halftime.
I think I started moving too quick, and I should have probably camped on a couple spots a little bit longer, and I probably could have caught a couple more. We're out here.
You know, I was chasing Viggy down most of the day, and I kept trying to inch my way there, and every pound counts.
It's coming right down to the final second, so we're all kind of at the stage here watching. I don't know who's more excited, us or Connor right now, but Brad Leitner just got a 4:14 with what appears to be about 2 minutes left in the game.
Heartbreaking to hear that at the last second. Just, it hurts.
He got second. Leitner just caught a 5-pounder with like a minute to go. Yep.
Can you believe that?
Kidding me?
No. God. It was the luckiest thing I've ever experienced in life.
Nice job.
Thanks, buddy. You too. I'm so thankful to have a really nice tour in the Midwest, something to showcase the anglers out here, and we're pretty good anglers, so it's a lot of fun.
Yes, you are. Congratulations, my friend. Great tournament.
Thanks.
Sitting out front is a $48,000 boat that somebody's going to walk away with tomorrow for going fishing for 8 hours. Okay? It's a pretty cool deal. Because we are fishing for a boat, you will have the choice as to where you're fishing tomorrow. The lake is split north to south. The line starts at Rutgers Dock.
The field fishes one half for the morning and then the other half in the afternoon. Pressure could really become a big key. You know, if you've got somebody sitting on it, then you got to go to another spot. And it could be one of those lakes where you just can't pull up on a spot.
You know, what tournaments have been here, what kind of weights we saw. I looked at the DNR surveys. There's a ton of fish in the lake. But the thing that you can never predict is the weather.
It should be a fun tournament. The storm's going to come in tomorrow, so it's going to change a little bit of everything for everybody. But it should be a great event, and I'm excited about it.
I'm very lucky that as my role as director here, we're all friends. Everybody out here is, you know, on shore is really close, really good friends. The minute they launch tomorrow and lines are in, that all bets are off.
All boats towards to the west, please. Line up, all boats to the west.
Tournament fishing is a mind game for sure, and I've learned over the years you can't catch other people's fish. Fish your strength, fish with what you're comfortable with, and I've learned a ton this year, so it'll all come together.
Our goal is to make our anglers better anglers. This is a format that they've learned that they can fish and they can compete at the highest level with testing every ability they have to find fish and to catch fish and adapt when things aren't happening, and I'm proud of that.
I mean, even with the whole field, it's a tough morning right now, but I mean, I've only got one fish, and it's hard to even get a bite right now, so. Not going as planned. I've really been practicing that the last couple of years to like stay calm, don't spin out, because I have before. I tried to at least, you know what I mean? So, and yeah, it's worked out this year. 2-pounders are gonna go a long way out here.
Opening morning Champions Tour, Tournament of Champions on Bay Lake. I know where I can go catch 5 big fish. With this, I don't know how many fish you have to process, how many of these other guys, you know, it's a different program, you know what I mean? It really is just so dynamically different and a lot of work. Buddy, go ahead, buddy. They don't weigh much, but if you can weigh a lot of them, it can be a good thing. You know, you want to catch big ones in this type of format, you got to really just process fish is the real key.
The Bay Lake is just twisted with all kinds of inside turns and underwater points. So they're focused on a kind of a deep point right here. With,
he says, we're hooked up right now. Hooked up, nice one, he says. Nice fish for Dan there.
I was fortunate enough to win a boat the first year of this event. Happy to be here, happy to be a part of it. There's highs, lows all day long, whether you're really in contention or you're just trying to fight for a check. A decent one. Just missed on the cast before.
Fishing for a boat, yeah, you kind of have to put that out of your mind. And it's just another tournament and handle it that way. I've got it down to 3 techniques that I'm going to be using while I'm out there. And you know what? If the weather changes and I don't have what I want, I'm still going to push through with what I have tied on.
Community holes, I mean, everyone knows about the big bar here, the couple humps here. So I kind of wanted to keep myself and try and burn up the community spots before they got here for the second half.
I mean, it's typical fall time. I mean, we're getting into that colder water. Wind starts picking up. It's rainy. It's just kind of cruddy out, but the fish are for surely moving. They are willing to eat. You just got to get in the right school of them.
Boom.
I don't think he's going to make the team.
No.
And I'm just not finding big concentrations of fish. South wind had been beating on the opposite shore, and I don't think those docks have been hit, so I was able to scratch out a few fish down there. Come on, be 12. Right on 12 again. 15.
I mean, he definitely did it in a way I wasn't expecting. I thought he'd split it north and south, but it's interesting.
You're gonna have to just fish where somebody isn't. And that means running around, figuring out, okay, well, this bank's open, or I got that point over there, nobody's on it, I'm gonna have to go fish that point now. You're gonna have to just make it up as you go.
That's kind of my deal is I look for bigger fish. And my thing has always been if I can get a 2 to 3 pound average and you're getting a 1 pound average, even if I catch half the fish you did, I'm right there. So I lost the first 7 fish that I hooked this morning. And I was so twirled up in my own head and completely out of the game. I couldn't have come out of it without my boat marshal kept me positive and said, hey man, if you'd have landed those fish, you'd be right there. So obviously you're getting the bites, just keep doing it.
Yeah, coming in this tournament, I figured it was gonna be one offshore. A lot of guys are fishing shallow, fishing docks, fishing pads, stuff like that. There's lots of cover for it. There's lots of fish shallow, but I felt like it was gonna be, the way to win it would be deep. Just because you can get groups of them and catch multiple in a row.
These guys are good. These are the best of the best, you know. How do I fit in? Do I fit in, you know?
Okay, we're moving. We're gonna stay with Noah Schultz. He's got a little under 10 minutes left. He's got one more spot he wants to try.
Cross your fingers. Need 1 bite.
Going for 1 bite.
The catch, weigh, release format It's so stressful because, you know, that battle of where you're going to be in the standings, if you can get into the top 10, you know the payout's better. So there's a battle going on in that range as well.
Looking for one more bite. Oh! Pike, wrong kind.
Well, I didn't even pre-fish docks. I didn't pre-fish lily pads or anything. I just strictly stuck to offshore. I'm not looking to get a 10th or a 5th or a 4th, 2nd. I want to win. Just one, please. I want that boat. I need that boat.
About 2 minutes left. Hanging on to a 2-pound lead.
There it is.
Fish on.
Yes.
Scoreable bass. This should do it. Get it back here and on the scale. Get that lady in there.
Get in that first. What counts?
1 pound.
1 pound.
1 pound.
That guy is absolutely, positively unbelievable. I could never, ever catch up. I would gladly present him the keys for that boat because that man earned it, and he's had an amazing season.
Unofficially, it appears that Noah Schultz has just won himself a brand new Skeeter boat and become our tournament champion. But remember, folks, it's unofficial. Noah, what are you thinking?
We'll see. It's not official yet.
We live in a society where we want to be involved and we want to feel like we're part of the game. And if I've heard nothing more than once that excites me is that when a young man comes up and said, man, I watched the live stream, I cannot believe how close that came down to, and then he caught that last fish. And it just motivates people.
Daddy! It was the hardest thing I ever watched in my entire life.
It takes everything out of you. Everything. Emotionally, physically. People need to try it. If they wonder and they question it, if they think a 5-fish derby is intense, they gotta come try this. There's nothing like it.
And it's not only just the fishing, it's the camaraderie and the young anglers we fish with here. It's really fun event, I think.
Big fish, Matt Thompson.
Skeeter boats and Yamaha, Minn Kota, Humminbird believe in this circuit that's given all of us a format to show who we are and what we can do.
In first place is going to win a Skeeter ZX200 with 200 horsepower Yamaha, $47,995 value. We all know him, Noah Schultz.
Everybody that's ever run any kind of a business knows that, the ups and downs. But there is no better feeling than to hand somebody the keys to a $48,000 bass boat.
I cannot wait to take it off for the first drive. That's so
awesome. Congratulations. Here's your champion, Noah Schultz.
So yeah, there's a passion to the sport, there's a passion to growing it, and there are intangible rewards that you just can't put your finger on. It's pretty cool.